Ah, so you all are the brave souls that want to learn the shortcut, huh? Well, trust me, it is good. And it all comes back to the sled. That is my favorite strategy. So we're going to multiply these guys. Now, we know 5 times 12 is 60. Okay? And then 9 times 13, 13 times 9, 27, 9, 10, 11, 117. Over 117. Now, normally you all would sit there and go, oh, that's it. That's as far as you can go. That's not true. Now, number 1, I can simplify it. Now, I cannot simplify by 2 because they're both not even. But if you know your divisibility rules, you know they're both divisible by 3. Because 6 plus 0 is 6, and 3 goes into 6. And 7 plus 1, 7, 8, 9. 3 goes into 9. So that's divisible by 3. That's the cool thing about 3s, 3, 6, and 9. If it ever adds up to 3, 6, or 9, it's divisible by 3. So I can divide both of these by 3. All right? 60 divided by 3 is 20. And 117 divided by 3. Oh, this is a pain in the tush. 3 goes into 1 0 times. 3 goes into 11 3 times. 3 goes into 27 9 times. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is a pain in the tush. 39. 2. No, can't simplify anymore. 3. No. 4. No. 5. This is as far as you can go. Now, that was the long way. Now it's time to do the shortcut. So we know our answer is 20 39ths. So let me erase this. 20 39ths. This is to prove it. You ready? Hey, this is so cool. All right. This is what you need to do. It's called cross-simplifying, cross-simplification. Well, we have to look at the diagonals. All right? We always look at the diagonals. And you can only do this if there's a multiplying in between. Nothing else, just multiplication. So let's look at the 5 and the 13. See those diagonals? If I put 5 and 13 in a sled, can I pull anything out besides 1? No, because they're both prime. So I can't do anything there. But look at the 9 and the 12. If I put 9 and 12 both in a sled, I can pull out a factor of 3, right? And 9 minus 3 is 3. 12 minus 3 is 4. Now, the 9 becomes a 3, right? When I divide by 3, the 9 became a 3. So I'm going to cross out the 9, and that's now going to become a 3. All right? So I cross out the 9, he becomes a 3. Now the 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'm going to cross out the 12, and he becomes a 4. Now watch this. What's 5 times 4? 20. What's 3 times 13? 39. Dur, 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 dur. The sled method rules. Let's try another one. Look at this next one. Now, all right, let's look at this one. Now, this is going to have several. This is crazy. So we're going to go ahead and start. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 times 12 is 120. Now, I can simplify both of those by 2 and get 18 over 60. By 2, and I get 9 over 30. By 3, and I get 3 over 10. All right, so my answer is 3/10. So I'm going to now erase all this, 3/10. All right, and I'm going to do it out. Now, this is going to have several across simplifying. Let's start it with 9 and 12. Remember, this is multiplication, 9 and 12. 9 and 12. Pull out a factor of 3, and I get 3 and 4. So the 9 becomes a 3. Burp, burp. The 12 becomes a 4. Burp, burp. All right, now let's go to the, look at there, 4 and 10. 4 and 10. So, ready? 4 and 10. Now, I can pull out a 2, and I get 2 and 5. And there's nothing else. So the 4 becomes a 2, and the 10 becomes a 5. Now, there's actually one more, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But let's go ahead and solve it. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 4 is 20. Now, can I simplify that one more? Yeah, I can simplify one more time by dividing by 2, and I get 3 over 10. Now, the reason I had to simplify again is because of this reason right here. I'm going to back up, back, right there. I want you to look at something. I can do vertical, right? Diagonal, not vertical. Diagonal, and I can do diagonal. You can only do diagonals. there's one more you can do. You can do vertical. Vertical. Look at the 2 4s. If I put the 2 and the 4 in a sled, pull out a 2, I get 1 and 2. So I could have done 2 becomes a 1. Boop. The 4 becomes a 2. Boop. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. Isn't that crazy? Now, you can go diagonal, diagonal. Now, I call this cross, it's kind of like John Travolta. We'll talk about that on Monday. But diagonal, diagonal, and you go vertical. Here's the one thing you cannot do. You cannot go horizontal. Because what you're doing is when you're going diagonal or vertical, you're actually dividing. And if I divide across, that's kind of defeating the purpose of the multiplication. So you cannot cross simplify sideways, horizontal. You can only go diagonal, diagonal, and vertical. I kind of stay away from vertical because it takes you to horizontal, and I don't want you to do that. So, but that just happened to pay on this problem. So that's a cool little shortcut that we're actually going to learn on Monday. All right, you get to explain this in a couple seconds. Have a great day.